some of the vocabulary for our story this week. You talked about journey. Can someone tell me what a journey is? What's a journey? Corbin, what's a journey?
When you're hiking.
Okay. All right, so a journey is a trip from one place to another. Mila took a journey from her home. Okay. Fulfill means when you fulfill something, you make it happen. I fulfilled my dream of swimming in the ocean. Okay, believe. When you believe something, you think it's true. I believe there's giants in the world. I believe in Santa Claus. All right? Speech. Speech is a talk you give to an audience. So right now I am giving you a speech as I teach to you these. And he's giving a speech to his class. Plane. This isn't like a plain donut that doesn't have anything on it. But this plane is a flat piece of land without any trees. It's not about a plane that flies. Bind. When you bind something, you tie it up. So we'll bind these books together. Narrow. Something's narrow. It's thin and has little space. This is a very narrow street. Very narrow street. Clever is someone who's clever is very smart. She was clever at putting the puzzle together. Clever means very smart. Okay, so we had really two stories, kind of, didn't we, this week? We had the lion and the mouse and the crow and the pitcher. So we have two stories, and they were told in dramas, kind of like our detective story we had not too long ago. I had to act it out. We had parts. So elements of a drama is a story that's written so you can be performed by actors and an audience. You could get up on a stage and perform it. There are some specific parts about a drama. Dialogue is the words the characters speak. The cast is a list of characters. The setting is when and where the drama takes place. The characters are the people, animals, or things in the drama. So in these two dramas, they're all animals. The characters are animals. And scenes are the parts of a drama. A new scene usually starts when the setting changes. So anytime the setting changes, there's a new scene. So I want you to get out your reading books, and I want you to turn to a lion and a mouse. Page 153. Let's turn to page 153. A crow, a lion, and a mouse, oh my. So, yesterday you guys created mental images. You talked about what you saw in your head whenever you were reading these stories. Today we're going to talk about dramas, and that's the kind of story this is. It's a drama that can be read and performed. There's a setting, that's where and when it takes place. There's characters, in this one the characters are all animals. And then there's a narrator in these dramas. The narrator is not a character. It's just a person that tells us what's happening in the story. So we're just going to read the first one. The Lion and the Mouse. Only these 2 pages today. Only these 2 pages. Do you remember where the setting is here? You remember what the setting is? What's the setting here? Heather? Outside. But the narrator tells us at the very beginning when something more specific. Xavier? A sunny plain. Remember, a plain is a big field with no trees. It even tells us where it is. Where on the map? What's the name of the country that they're in? Chase? Well, raise your hand and let you know, Kate. Kenya. So a sunny plain in Kenya. It's not cloudy that day. It's not snowing that day. It's sunny. And it's not in a forest with a bunch of trees. It's on a plain. And it's not in America. It's in Kenya. Okay? So I'm going to be the narrator. Here's the cast. Tells me who's going to be here. I'm going to be the narrator. Let's see. Xavier be the lion. Emsley be the mouse. Lily be Hunter 1. And Isaiah B. Hunter 2. Okay, you have to read loudly, okay? All right, do you remember my friends and our parts? Okay, I'm the narrator. On a sunny plain in Kenya, Lion sleeps. Enters noisily talking on the cell phone. Mouse? Tasted at Nairobi there Lion wakes, grabs Mouse. Mouse looking fearful. Your belly. Okay. Lion yawns. And he falls asleep. Sleeping Lion cannot hear danger approach. So Hunter 1, carrying a rope, whispers. Hunter 2 helps Hunter 1 bind surprised Lion. Mighty Lion has a mighty big problem. Mouse, nibbling cheese, drops his cheese when he sees Lion. Dude. Lion looking ashamed. Mouse. Mouse's tiny sharp teeth chewed and gnawed and tugged at the rope until it fell away. Hugs Mouse. Smiling, Lion and Mouse exit together. Okay, so why does Lion wake up? At the beginning of the story, he's snoring. Why does he wake up? Why does he wake up, Chase? What is the mouse doing? No. What is he doing? He's talking about a story. He's talking loudly on his cell phone. So this is a made-up story, right? Because mice can't talk on their cell phone. They don't even have cell phones. All right, why is Mouse so fearful? When it says Mouse looking fearful, it says, please don't eat me. I'm not even a mouthful. Why is Mouse so fearful, Emma? He's scared. That's right. He is scared. Okay, so you should have been envisioning this in your head as it's going on, thinking about how he's grabs the mouse. I like how they use those words, looking fearful, wakes, grabs mouse, yawns, falls asleep. So you should be able to see the characters doing that. If we were to get up here and act it out, you would see Xavier yawning when it says Lion yawns. You would see Emsley looking like she was afraid when she said, please don't eat me. You would see the mouse dropping the cheese and the lion looking ashamed. You would see all those things when they were acting it out. Okay, so we see all the important things of a drama. We see the cast, which is the name of the characters. They tell us the setting. The narrator tells us what's happening in the story. They're not a character, really. They're just part of the cast. And then they give us stage directions. These things in parentheses are called stage directions, telling the characters what to do. Normally, you don't read those. I was reading it so you could kind of visualize it in your head, but we don't normally read those. Those are just for the characters to do if they were acting it out. So what we're going to do is I've got a two-sided worksheet. We're not going to do the crow in the picture today. We're going to do that tomorrow. So right here, we're going to do this one. And I've told you that all stories have a particular structure. In the beginning, we find out what the problem is. In the middle, we see how they try to solve the problem. And at the end, they solve the problem. So we're going to talk about the structure of this play or this drama. Okay, the very first thing we found out was the setting. So what is the setting of this story? We already said it at the very beginning. Lily, where does this story take place? In Kenya, but where in Kenya? On what? A what? Help her out, Gracie. Right, a sunny plain in Kenya. That's where this takes place. We can write that down. A sunny plain in Kenya. This is a plain spelled with the A-I. Sunny plain in Kenya. Okay, what was the main problem in the story that the characters have to fix? What's the main problem that they fix at the end? You've already started and you haven't written anything. What's the main problem in this story? Wyatt, what's the main problem? Right, the hunters capture the lion, right? The hunters tie him up. Let's say that because that's what they do. The hunters tie up the lion. The lion. That's a T-I-E. T-I-E. The hunters tie up the lion. All right. How does the problem get solved? How do they fix the problem? How do they fix the problem? What happened? How did they fix it, Emma? He didn't untie him. What did he do? Yeah, mouse chewed through the rope. The mouse chewed through the rope, or mouse chewed through the rope. So, the lion was free. So, mouse chewed through the rope and the lion was free. Because the problem was they tied. Okay, the next part's probably the hardest part. We've learned this though before so far this year. At the end, he says, I learned a lesson today. You're a better friend than a meal. That's what the lion learned. But when we talk about theme, it's a lesson that you learn, remember? It's a lesson that you learn. So you didn't learn that a mouse is a better friend than a mule. That's not what you would learn from the story. But this story is trying to teach us something. So what do you think this story is trying to teach us? What is this story trying to teach us when he says you're a better friend than a mule? What is he trying to teach us, Isaiah?
That a friend is better than a meal.
Well, not a meal, because we don't eat people. So a friend is better than, what do you think, Gracie? An enemy. So you could say a friend is better than an enemy, or it's better to be kind than to be mean. I think that's better. It's good, or it's better to be kind than mean. It's better to be a friend than an enemy. Either one of those is something we would learn. We wouldn't say it's better to be nice than eat something, because we don't eat people, right? So that doesn't make sense to be the theme. So it's better to be kind than mean. When you're done with that part, up here, remember yesterday we talked about visualizing story in your brain? So you're going to draw a picture of what you saw in the story when I was reading it, or when we were reading it. It can be any picture. It doesn't have to be, it's not the whole story, just one thing you saw in your brain with this story. So you can use crayons and pencil